What's going on, y'all? This is going to be a part 3 to that Jezebel and Ahab spirit. We made this video before, but we're going to be talking about it in marriages. Now remember, this spirit is interchangeable. The man can have it, and so can the woman. But the dynamic of these kind of relationships is, if you go back to the Bible, I want to say is, whether it's 1 Kings, 2 Kings, it talks about Ahab and Jezebel, and how basically because Ahab didn't do his part and step up, Jezebel ended up abusing more power than what she should have had in the first place. Because of that, because of Ahab didn't rule, he was one of the most wicked kings there was, because of him not stepping up and leading. Even the characteristics of Ahab, he was a pacifist. He let his wife fight his battles for him. When any man challenged him, he backed off immediately. And now we're going to talk about that in marriages. We'll modernize that. See, for some men, they relinquish their title as husband to their wives. They do things as in prioritizing sports, prioritizing work,
friends,
anything else, instead of stepping up and leading their family. My family, how things was done, the man was just the provider. That was it. He didn't provide anything else but finances. Even my grandfather, money he made, he would just give it to my grandmother. She would decide what to do with it. Whatever was left, she would give it to him so he could go buy alcohol and cigarettes.
Understand that there would be no Jezebel without Ahab. I know it's so easy to look at Jezebel and say, oh, she was just so manipulative and so crazy, but understand that she kind of had no choice.
Because as a man, when you're not stepping up and leading your household, you're going to put your wife in a position where she feels like she has to step up, because who else is going to? Because this was a role she was never meant to fulfill, of course she's not going to know how to do it the right way. Women are emotional, and she's going to make emotional decisions. It may seem good in the moment, but in the long run, they do not hold as much weight.
Even taking this back to the garden with Adam and Eve, the fall didn't happen when Eve ate the apple. It was when Adam ate the apple, when he hearkened unto the voice of his wife. Understand that God put Adam over Eve. In these kind of dynamics, there will usually be a lot of strife because the woman is stressed. She's fulfilling a role that she was never called to fulfill, while the man just sits back, just chilling.
And majority of the time, in this generation, to say the least, we as men have been so neutered. We're not taught to be men anymore. We're taught to be castrated. If you realize that Jezebel only rode with eunuchs, that was the main people she surrounded herself with, castrated men. And a lot of men in this generation specifically are castrated. They don't know how to regulate their emotions, don't know how to be thinkers. Instead, they themselves are very feminine, and they end up responding from emotion.
A lot of times women don't want to step up. Now, for some women, they genuinely want to be in control and be on a power trip, but majority of